always just be bouncing ideas off each other, what we might be flying into.
The United States Coast Guard goes out when Mother Nature shows her evil son. They're the ones who jump out of helicopters
in the water. I swam over, made sure.
in extreme danger.
It's what we train for. The United States Coast Guard's motto is simple.
Fighting fire with fire.
Southwest Florida is turning some of its green space to ash. Cool means brush. A blaze ahead of fire is life-saving.
The less fuel that you have.
Not only helps light the match, but also uses their green thumb. Keeping an eye on invasive species, there's a good chance it was more or less resilient.
Some lawmakers have their sights set on lowering the age to purchase a gun from 21 to 18. And as you can imagine, right now in Florida, it is illegal to carry a concealed weapon onto a college campus.
The sergeant got on the radio and said,
Nighttime patrols.
I got no.
These officers do everything and anything. Last year, the FBI says there's been no. It's the safest in all of Florida. Reporting on Marco Island.
When it's green.
Familiar? Keep pistol. 24 feet. You are clear left, sir.
We are clear.
Everybody ready?
For takeoff.
All right, Sky looks really good.
Sheriff's Office helicopter is on crime in Lee County. Better vantage points, convenience.
We're able to follow, especially like on a vehicle pursuit or something along those lines, the roads and traffic.
And depending on how much power I'm using.
And speed.
Something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to fly.
Night riders.
I can't argue.
Tactical Flight Officer Tim McBride.
Tim is in charge of the law enforcement mission. We do fly with night vision goggles, with the required aircraft license that we have to have on, but other than that, we fly in the dark.
Tools and tons of technology.
Talk to me about what we're looking at.
Right here in front of me.
Using the infrared laser to lead to a new location.
Where is this located?
Williams and 10th Street. Looks like it's just a minor crash.
Maneuvering through different cities.
There's your downtown Fort Myers out the left.
In minutes.
Well, here we are over somewhere Lehigh.
And that's part of the beauty of the chopper. In one night, it can go from one end of the county to the other.
We see it all the time.
We're looking for someone. It doesn't mean that there's a crime.
It's always to protect. How did you get here? Here, as in sunny, beautiful Fort Myers, Florida. There was the original Lee County Airport, still 15 miles away. Both airports operate with the same policing entity, Lee County Port Authority. The department has 88, and when we ask for specifics, when, how many at a time, and where, answer. So we went to look for ourselves. Multiple stakeouts, day and night, the train tracks, spending the same amount of time at each spot, and writing out every single detail down to the second we saw it. We moved around from place to place, third and with ease. At all 5 and not trolling office between 8 p.m. night, coming from the air tower light, circling the perimeter, and us moving around, watching from the outside, looking in. Officer George Swick's been patrolling the streets of Cape Coral.
I give a lot less warnings than I used to. Because in fatal crashes, I give a lot more tickets.
He has seen the danger of 30 seconds.
He's on his phone.
3 drivers in just a couple of hours during the op. Officer Schwick stopped 4 people. This operation is more than...
We're actually doing a great drivers on phone in your hand at all, like at all.
From our roadways to our beaches to right here on our waterways and from above.
Last year, but probably nothing.
Safety, a top priority. Meanwhile, just 2 hours away, over in Miami, a new approach.
We welcome you. The great place of Southwest Florida welcomes you, but you have to follow the rules. You got to follow the laws because we're out in full force.
Back on the water, that full force is evident.
With spring break in full swing this time of year,
Lieutenant Christopher Nice is no stranger to this territory.
it's just more and more boats every year, it seems like.
Spring break, you know, we get a lot of reckless driver calls, you know, possibly intoxicated drivers, people in the area.
A warning for you. That doesn't mean everyone else does.
Not everybody's paying attention.
The Hogarth is a real research vessel docked here at Fort Myers Beach. Now students are about to travel 25 miles offshore to see what it's really like to work out in the Gulf.
In the Gulf of Mexico, under the hot Florida sun.
Come on, I'll show you kind of.
Water.
We'll just untwist from the net.
Sediment.
This part will be deployed over the side. 1, 2, all the way. 3.
Marine life.
Top upper knot.
To study our water quality.
Great job, guys.
But these aren't professional scientists.
Their tail kind of looks like that. Yeah, definitely more the fish larvae for sure.
They're students.
And usually the syringes will, pretty much go to 50.
It's really cool.
It's our third trip working in what she calls her dream office.
From here, we're just gonna kind of take out some of that excess water.
In place to then.
About 100 students aboard every semester.
Pull, 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 pull. All right, guys, everyone else, I need hands on these nets.
But the Hogarth is not just a floating classroom. The work they do is real. And students of the Hogarth worked alongside some of the first oceanographers to study how the storm impacted our ecosystem. They found heavily damaged artificial reefs 30 miles offshore.
Do not let it swing. And again, do not jump with the CGV. You guys are more important than that.
To Professor Puspa Adhikari, it's about inspiring the next generation of leaders. I'm reporting on the Gulf of Mexico.
All right, guys, so down here in the cotton will be hopefully hot stuff besides some random wire.
Getting more young people educated.
Rachel Whalen, NBC2.
We've all been blinded by the light at night, but the solution might be staring at us right in the face.
Moving cars speeding down with some bright lights on. It's hard to see already.
If you think a little enlightenment, we went to FGCU to see if there really is a difference in the headlights from older cars.
These are halogen bulbs.
Versus newer cars.
Here, it's 1091.
Your eyes cannot adjust to so much light at night.
So when you have a very bright light.
With Fran's Eye Care, showed us how your eye reacts to different lights.
With the old halogen lights, they're much more intense and you can see the pupil gets a lot.
Last longer and cut down on costs. But there are 3 big factors that need to be considered.
How bright it is, the lumen.
And that day we started swim lessons. My parents really had no clue.
Traumatic experience did not deter Jordan from the water. She actually got right back into the pool and has launched a successful swimming career that has brought her to FGCU.
Eventually turning into medals and then scholarships. All 4 of the DeRocher kids went on to swim at Division I universities.
I think kind of sets her apart.
In her first season in the nest, DeRocher already has 2 top 10 finishes in program history and has a chance of competing in the NCAA championships.
I want to start winning events.
While winning is a motivator, the true reason why she started swimming, boarding at FGCU, Jaron May, NBC2.
Kicking up a tie, Elton Hicks carried that passion with him.
It feels good, right? But I think we can do better.
For the last 2 years, he's led the city of Fort Myers.
What we're trying to bring here.
Like here at Roberto Clemente Park.
We want to make the right decisions, get input from the community, and just put the amenities here so that they can get out and enjoy it.
We're here like every other day.
Roger, all that Hicks wants, enjoying the green space Fort Myers has, know that many improvements are coming to parks experience for generations to come. Reporting in downtown Fort Myers, I'm Muhammad Al-Bukawi, Gulf Coast News. In downtown Fort Myers at Centennial Park, it's the same thing. Patrons of Michelli's restaurant along Pine Island Road witnessed something you wouldn't expect. A red SUV floating down. Something like this happens.
I mean, that's the thing.
Our drone found the vehicle floating less than a mile.
See, it's ripping right now. This current moves at different times of the day.
With other spots in Napa Bay had a Sunday night memory they won't forget.
What a day at the office.
Geraldo says it brings over 70,000 people throughout the weekend.
As crews push forward on Phase 2, which includes adding 14 new gates and restaurants.
Will you be
Collier County
If you come in contact with the water, it's important to rinse off. It can irritate your eyes and make it hard to breathe.
It's horrible. It's awful. You know, no mother should ever get that call. It's just an open wound in our heart. And maybe we can have some clarity and some peace.
Talk of Florida's governor's race can be heard inside the Seed and Bean as the coffee brews. Already, the debate is underway. So, should it be Casey DeSantis or Congressman Byron Donalds?
I don't know how it will play out.
From President Trump, start to...
When Hurricane Ian hit East Riverside, it brought the river inside.
It's really intense. It moves everything.
At homes on the water, Ian washed onto his property.
It brought a lot of things out that I think have been buried for even centuries, like you said.
John and his daughters, Sharon and Felicia, came uncover their most unique find.
Right about here where we're standing, this fence had been...
Exactly how much? John donated the canoes now in Tallahassee at the Florida Division of Historical Resources.
One of the amazing things about archaeology.
Preserve it and then sent out samples for radiocarbon dating. That can help determine how old it really is. We will weather the storm. Maybe this canoe is just more proof of that.
There's a silver lining in every cloud.
But I like to think I run a little better than he thinks.
His commitment to this team started young, joining FG's greatest accomplishment today.
To see a kid that has unbelievable leadership qualities.
Is off the diamond.
Ride the winds, the big winds are going to be on and off the field.
In Fort Myers, I'm Britt Leone, Gulf Coast News.
I think Father is doing an excellent job of it.
Parks King is stepping in and breaking the mold.
Never in a million years.
Parks, she's just enjoying the ride.
Culture change since 1940.
Hurricane season. Answer that. Reports for historic hurricane track data goes all the way back to 18. Let's say poker chip represents the hurricane season from a white and blue chip marks the year when no storm may landfall in southeast Florida. Green, tropical storm. Red, a hurricane. And black, from any given number being rolled from your typical six-sided die. That's about the same odds. Dealt with ace, typical cards. 30 years to 1994. 7, Roberts.
The life in the ER.
She knows where all of the necessary equipment was.
Journey hasn't been typical. Her training.
I was the first person in my family to ever graduate from high school. It's the finding the money. It's the if you're not straight out of high school and you have kids.
I want a job where I feel like I have a purpose.
After moving from odd job to odd job, today Alex Rafael Padilla is working toward becoming a firefighter.
Coming from, has their own path and everybody has their own future makers really helped me out. It's a very
Who was about the same age as I was, who coincidentally also had a little Yorkie.
Amy believes that walk. Within a week, Amy's just 29 years older. And self-checks are also important.
Also seek medical attention. See the colors. If you're noticing.
Now, Amy limits her time in the sun, wears protective clothing, and never leaves the house without sunscreen.
I wasn't even 30 when I got diagnosed.
Amy is now recovering from yet another surgery to remove another massive melanoma from her back. She's been through a lot, making her vigilant about keeping her.
Target rolled out express checkout in March, only allowing you to put 10 items or fewer in your cart, which could help prevent accidental or intentional underscanning.
The community that these stores make.
Security cameras are a key tool in loss prevention.
We've seen women being a fast-growing segment of homelessness.
Like Jacoby, a mother with several young children and another little one on the way. For months, she and her family had been surviving by living in her car.
I always felt like no one.
Every night she worried about what the next day would bring and how she was going to provide for and protect her babies.
I had to pray
protection and for guidance. And eventually that prayer was answered when she was accepted into the St. Matthew's house.
Get a chance to be here.
Jacoby says she's forever thankful.
And back. The last 2 years has been difficult for both of us with our AJ Lurie said their ratings proved everyone wrong.
They've been number one, I think, probably since the day they cracked them.
They've been loyal to us. And before the studio went dark, Haney left nearly speechless when his flight goes off for good. Stan and Haney become radio legends.
curses. This composition, Seas of Glass, the violin, clarinet, and trumpet blend together in harmony. The symphony sways with the ebbs and flow of the rhythm. The composer who wrote this. There may be no rite of passage more important for a girl in the Mexican and Latin American culture.
It's like living a dream.
Than her 15th birthday, honored with the traditional party.
Somebody said it's like a wedding without the groom.
The quinceañera. At Once Upon a Dress in Naples, Yanette Martinez threads together the sparkles and shimmer that symbolize womanhood.
It's my dream. It's my everyday motto to work my.
It's the experience Yanette's family wants to create
those memories for all the girls.
In Naples, I'm Britt Leone, NBC2.
Amen.
Amen. Captain Galloway.
All right, boys, let's take it to him.
Putting you in the action.
My SWAT team served a search warrant on a residence in North Fort Myers.
Let's go!
We will do whatever it takes. These are very high liability operations. When you look at this, and you look at the arrests and the drugs, this doesn't happen. These are investigations that are built up. We're dealing with the worst contingent plans, every direction, no matter what.
Today from Lee County, Sarah Metz, NBC2.
Says that he is drawing up the paperwork and will announce soon the name of his new party. Either way, if he decides to run, he would be a difficult task to undertake.
Democratic political consultant Cindy Banyai thinks that Morgan creating a third party could give Democrats a better chance to win the governor's race.
If you get a three-way race.
Howard Sapp is one of those Democrats.
A lot of people are frustrated, angry, confused, not really understanding what's happening, why it's happening. Why do you think Democrats are being so vocal here? Do you think it's spreading? Things are beginning to affect and hit home. And when those things hit home, people begin to react.
Despite all of the noise that's being made right now, how do you expect to win with the numbers stacked against you?
It's going to be difficult. I'm prepared for that. One of the things that I really want to do is make sure that people understand.
FGCU political science professor Dr. Sandra Pavelka
It's often called one of the most challenging jobs in the